Hi, I'm Francesco Lecce Chong. I'm assistant conductor of the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra and music director of the Pittsburgh Youth Symphony Orchestra. I was born in San Francisco, California. I grew up in Boulder, Colorado, and now I make my home in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hello, my name is Mei-Ann Chen, and I'm music director of the Chicago Sinfonietta and conductor laureate of the Memphis Symphony. I was born in Taiwan and came to the United States as a teenager in 1989 to pursue my musical dream of becoming a conductor. I currently make my home base in Chicago, Illinois.
Hello, my name is Andrew Grams and I'm the music director of the Elgin Symphony Orchestra. I was born outside of Baltimore, Maryland, and I currently live outside of Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Graham Jenkins, the former music director of the Dallas Opera, where I was at the helm for more than 20 years. During that time, I conducted 60 different productions and was part of the team that saw the opening of Lord Foster's magnificent Windspear Opera House. I was born in South London and attended a school which was so large, we gave our annual summer concert in the luxury of the Royal Festival Hall on London's South Bank. I now live in a small village called Child Oakford in Dorset in England.
Hi, I'm Michael Christie, music director of the Minnesota Opera. I was born in Buffalo, New York, and currently reside in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
What made me want to be a conductor? I've always loved orchestral music much more than solo or chamber music, and playing in an orchestra has always been the most fun thing that I've done. And I was a professional violinist in and around New York City for a number of years, and I was young and foolish enough to try my hand at conducting, and it stuck.
So I started wanting to become a conductor when I was playing in youth orchestra. I was very lucky to start conducting in high school, and I'll never forget that first time getting in front of all of my friends and getting to conduct, this little Tchaikovsky piece. But it was such a remarkable experience getting to bring everyone together and make such amazing music.
When I played in the orchestra for the very first time at age 10, I was completely drawn to the person on the podium, the conductor who helped to make the biggest sound in the room only through body language. It was like magic. So I ran home to tell my parents that I wanted to be a conductor to play the largest instrument possible, the orchestra.
I remember being in my school auditorium in first grade, my classmates on stage, the music teacher came out, raised his baton, and suddenly they all came together, and I was just absolutely gobsmacked. But I've realized since then, in addition to bringing everything together, it's about collaboration. Collaboration between the conductor and musicians, collaboration between all those on stage and all those that support us, not only with their time, energy, and financial support, but also creating a heart for our community.
As an undergraduate, I attended a performance of Peter Schaffer's play Amadeus, and the scene where Salieri is caught eating Kuchen in the library, and he hears for the first time the Grand Partita Wind Serenade of Mozart. He hears a simple, rusty squeeze box accompaniment, and then an oboe enters, a single note high above the stave, creating a sound forever unfulfillable. Salieri says, "I've heard a voice of God," and then realizes what a genius Mozart was. I raced back to Cambridge and conducted a performance of that Wind Serenade and knew I had to make music my life.
I've had so many mentors influence me as a musician and conductor. I can think of two terrific artistic mentors, Franz Welser-Must of the Cleveland Orchestra and Robert Spano of the Atlanta Symphony, who've really helped me through these 2 decades.
Otto Werner Mueller was the best teacher I ever had. He taught me not just about conducting an orchestra physically, but he taught me about composition, how the great masters composed their music, what makes a masterpiece, and why. He was easily the very, very best teacher I ever had.
The late Otto Werner Mueller I feel very fortunate that I had a couple of years to study with him and learned so much from him about music, but also an incredible amount of respect for the composer's intentions, and how to kind of decipher that within a score. My first job was as assistant conductor of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, and I worked with music director Edo DeVart. I feel very lucky to work with someone with so much experience as music director with many orchestras across the world.
At Cambridge, the composer Robin Holloway nagged me to change from studying economics to music. And then at the Royal College of Music, Sir David Wilcox guided me through the choral repertoire. And then orchestrally, Norman Del Mar, the great Richard Strauss specialist, opened my mind to asking the why behind a composer's notation. Then at Glyndebourne Opera, I was the assistant to Bernard Haitink and Simon Rattle and saw their mastery in the art of conducting. Haitink uses his baton rather like Rodin would sculpt one of his masterpieces, saying little, moving little, but the language of his hands showing the players exactly what sort of sound, what sort of attack he wanted.
Robert Spano and Donald Ronicles of the Atlanta Symphony, they help open many doors for me and show me what's possible when you think outside the box and really go with your passion. Marin Alsop of the Baltimore Symphony, who has been such an inspiration for me in almost every way. And Paul Freeman of the Chicago Sinfonietta, who helped me to discover the beautiful world of championing for diversity and inclusion through innovative programming.
I can still easily remember the first piece of classical music I fell in love with. My parents had a box set of the Beethoven symphonies with Karajan and the Berlin Philharmonic, and of course I couldn't help but fall in love with that amazing Ninth Symphony.
Beethoven's Sixth Symphony, in the famous recording of Otto Klemperer and the Philharmonia. The dramatic outbursts of the storm turning to sunnier times, and then the intense joy of being alive in the last movement.
Dukas' Sorcerer's Apprentice in my hometown of Buffalo, New York. I was about 10 years old watching the Buffalo Philharmonic play, and I just marveled at the fact that these musicians on stage could create not only an emotional impact, but I could see Mickey Mouse, I could see the brooms, I could really imagine the storyline, and I was hooked from that point on.
The meditation from Massenet's opera Thais was the first piece of music that moved me to tears as a child. I didn't know what the piece was about until I was older, but the sheer beauty of the violin and orchestra sounds had very strong emotional impact on me.
In the Hall of the Mountain King from Peer Gynt Suite No. 1, or the first movement of Beethoven's 7. But I can't remember because that was quite a long time ago.
Viva La Vida by the cool band Coldplay. I love the pulsating rhythm, the use of the strings, and the intriguing lyrics.
Ella Fitzgerald. I pretty much love everything that she's recorded, but I especially enjoy the simple recordings she made with just piano of Someone to Watch Over Me and Misty.
Baba Black Sheep from the album Live in Cuba with Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra.
And the first piece I found was Brian Ferry singing Sonnet 18.
Well, my smartphone is loaded with lots of classic rock, so I can think of pretty much every song of Fleetwood Mac in Chicago.
So the amazing thing about going to a symphony orchestra concert is you're having this amazing shared experience with everyone in the audience, hearing the same music at the same time. But at that same moment, you are having a very personal experience. You are connecting to the music on a very individual level. You are connecting with the performers on stage in that moment. You're connecting with your fellow audience members, and you're being inspired by this wonderful music.
Everyone who attends a symphony concert should come away feeling inspired, comforted, uplifted from a musical journey through the unique communal experience created from the collective musical energy on stage. It is what I call a circle of energy. The more we as performers give our all, the more the audience will respond back to us.
In one word, transformative. In this hectic digital age in which from waking to sleeping we are the servants of our electric devices, coming to a concert should be an oasis. To leave one's daily worries in the foyer and to listen to the expertise of the players and to enter into a great composer's sound world. To come to a symphony concert is to let your imagination roam.
Coming to a symphony orchestra concert should be an event from the moment someone leaves their home, experiences the performance, and returns. The concerts have to be fun, engaging, some surprises here and there, but should really communicate, touch their hearts.
The emphasis on fun, I think, is the most important thing from the moment that they arrive at the venue until the moment that they leave the venue. If you can come, maybe see some friends, have a nice glass of wine before the concert, maybe attend a pre-concert talk just to learn a little bit about what you're going to hear, and then afterwards, go out and have a good time somewhere else.
I strongly believe that a music director's role in the community is to be a passionate advocate for the arts and music education in general. The music director has the fun job of creating ways to invite the community to know its orchestra better, to help build stronger relationships for the symphony within the community, and to introduce audiences of all ages to this wonderful art form that offers timeless pieces which are still relevant to us today. Hopefully, by using the symphony as a channel, the community can get even more energized and excited.
Being a music director is a multifaceted position. We're on the stage, podium, but at the same time, we're creating and articulating a vision for our community to galvanize around. So it's really important that a music director be ready to articulate that vision, confront questions, and also just be ready to help people from age 1 to 101 experience music in very personal ways.
For me, this is crucial. In America, being a music director of a musical organization is in 3 parts. First, being on the rostrum, encouraging and cajoling the players to play the finest performance of the orchestral repertoire that is physically possible, and in conducting to choose gestures that get to the heart of the music without being distracting, to be the medium where great music can be set free. Second, to get to know the leaders of the community and for them to take ownership of the symphony, both in attending performances and encouraging their friends and colleagues to do so, and also to help in the fundraising side of the music making. And third, for every child in Sonoma County to get the chance to attend a rehearsal or performance of a concert during their scholastic career. I'm a result of that in the UK. My family were not really musical. At best, there were records of Frank Sinatra or Perry Como at home. But it was an English master at school who persuaded me to go and see my first opera, Don Giovanni by Mozart. And that was a transformative night.
I think the music director is the most important ambassador for the symphony orchestra in the community, and you are in a really unique position to enrich the artistic life of everyone out there when you can do informal concerts outside the concert hall. There's school presentations and collaborating with other organizations throughout the community. I also think it's wonderful to be able to be an advocate for and make a community aware of the incredible music that this orchestra performs and the amazing talent that each musician brings both to the orchestra and to the wider community.
The role of the music director is a very, very important one in that not only does the music director conduct the concerts and manage the orchestra, but the music director is the public face of the organization to the community that it serves. And it's something that I really enjoy doing every time I'm in Elgin, meeting people, enjoying conversations about music and not about music, and just, again, making connections.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I look forward to seeing you in October, and thank you for supporting the Santa Rosa Symphony.
Can't wait to see all of you in November of 2017. Thank you so much for all your support for the Santa Rosa Symphony.
Thanks for the opportunity. See you in December, and thank you for supporting the Santa Rosa Symphony.
Thanks for supporting the Santa Rosa Symphony. See you in January 2018.
Thanks for supporting the Santa Rosa Symphony. See you in February.